This is Secret America.
Welcome, everybody. I am Jack Danger along with Jay Gatling. And as you probably know, Jay says that the Artemis, I guess, spaceship, whatever the hell you want to call it, just went up into the sky. People were watching it go up into the sky, and it cleared the atmosphere based on the science. I guess we're trusting the science on this one. It cleared the atmosphere based on the scientists.
It's in space.
Oh, yeah. It's they tell us it's in space. I don't want to say that because I don't really know. But I will say the one thing I don't understand is, and me and Eli were actually talking about this earlier. The van, oh damn, what the hell is it? I forget the name, and now I done forgot the hell what it was called. It's like the Van Allen belt or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
I don't, and I don't want to get it wrong.
That's what it is. It's the Van Allen belt, okay? And what it is it's a kind of like a protective force field around the Earth that has extremely high radiation. It's why when a meteor comes down to Earth, it disintegrates before it gets to Earth. But yet we can cross that threshold. We can cross that threshold. Humans can cross a thing that a solid steel, metal rock from outer space will disintegrate with, but humans can go back and forth. They got the special key.
It's a heat shield, Jack.
What's a heat shield? You're telling me we have technology to get through the things that can melt anything else in space except for us.
I saw it in Apollo 13. They had the heat shield, and they were worried the heat shield wasn't going to be on right when they came back. I saw it in the movie.
What's a heat shield?
What's that? It's made out of metal. I don't know. It's a heat shield.
But there's no way that can possibly work. I mean, it just doesn't work when it doesn't pass the smell test, if you ask me. Because if everything in space can immediately be disintegrated, how in the hell can humans build something stronger than what's out there? I mean, there's no way. If you built something strong enough to withstand that radiation, it would take unbelievable amounts of pressure just to get it to shoot up into the sky and go past that. I just don't see that being possible. What I will say is I want to show you guys something, okay? What we're going to do here, and we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. I want to show you guys, if I can get this to go. Here we go. All right. I want to show you guys what they sold people as the moon landing in the 60s, okay? And then I want to show you what they're selling you now. Okay, so here, first of all, this is the actual, this is them on the moon. This is real footage.
You
I want you to take a look
this?
at this. Can you see that? Yeah, look at this.
We never went to the
this
fucking
is real
moon,
footage
dude.
of them on the
so
moon
obvious
in the 1960s,
it's
1970s.
Retarded if you believe we went. Like,
yeah,
it's
that looks
literally
real to me. It doesn't at all look like the Land of the Lost
if
episode.
you can look at the footage
yeah,
that I'm about to put below,
that's
and
got to
believe we
prove
still
something,
went,
you would think,
you
right?
are
Doesn't that prove that they were on the moon, Jay? I would think so.
Jack,
But,
I could barely hear you over the volume of that thing.
oh yeah, there was no volume.
No, there was a guy talking. He was talking about the moon. There was a guy like narrating.
Really?
that.
I didn't hear the volume. I don't know how the hell everybody else heard it. I didn't hear anything. That's weird.
Yeah, I heard it. He was like, we never went to the moon.
Oh, well, no, I did not hear a single thing, so that's strange. Anyways, I want you to look at this, okay? They're saying that we've been to the moon, okay? They're saying that we've been to the moon and that we've been there multiple times in the late 60s, early 70s. No other country's ever been there. We've never been there again, and they're not going there now. They're just going to circle the moon. Why in the hell would you do a mission where you go out, circle the moon, and then come back? I'll tell you why, Jay. Because there's no way to fake it this time. There's no way to fake it. Everybody's going to be looking for every little thing. I want you to look at this path right here. Take a look at this path. This is their path that they're going to be using.
No,
is there cool. volume? Because I don't hear anybody.
No volume. I'm just watching it.
Look at this. This is supposedly the path they're doing, the figure 8.
It's infinity.
For no purpose whatsoever, by the way. No purpose whatsoever other than for them to look at the moon. Can't they just, put their feet on the ground and look up at the moon? I'm telling you, not only have they never been to the moon, but they're not going now.
Oh, they better go. They better go.
Even if let's say this was real, Jay. Let's say this was 100% real. They're still not stopping on the moon. They're just going around it.
Yeah, they're flying around it.
Yeah, and what's the point?
I would like to see the flag that's on there. I heard it got bleached by the sun.
I want to see the camera crew that's on there. because apparently they left a camera crew back there in the 60s. I want to see if they're still alive. I want to see if it's like The Martian, and you got a Matt Damon out there growing potatoes out of poop. I want to see that.
Did you just make a movie reference?
Oh yeah.
All right, then I get free movie references throughout this show now.
Per episode though.
Jack, no, listen. That's how I am. That's how my life is formed.
Says good evening, everyone.
Listen, that's my message.
You sent it to me only.
I did? Oh,
yeah.
I'm sorry, everybody. I meant good evening to everybody. You know what? Now I got to send it to everybody. Good evening,
That was funny.
Everyone. Ready? Here we go.
That was funny.
Well, Jack, I said good evening to you too. So there you go.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Hope you're having a good evening. But Jack, since you used the movie reference, you know that's how I form my life. My life is based around movie
Make sharp
references.
turn.
Oh, there, I hear
That
sound.
was a good stop. Those wheels just locked.
Where
Mark
the hell are
off.
you guys here? Why can't I not hear you?
They want
I hear
4
it.
minutes for it, John.
Yeah, I hear it's loud
So it's
too.
a minute 5.
This is a strange occurrence. I don't know why the hell I can't hear anything. Let me try this again because this is pissing me off.
Maybe you can do it twice more.
No,
You don't hear
I
it?
hear it.
Yeah,
All
it's
right,
loud.
whatever. I don't hear
And
it.
it's very loud.
I'm sorry. There's no way for me to tell,
Can you,
you know,
just hit
how
it without-
loud it
can you
is or
play-
what it is.
Can you play it without sound?
Yeah, I can mute it. Yeah.
Yeah, just mute
Again,
it.
though, I'm not going to be able to tell if it's muted, but
I'll
I can.
tell
I
you.
can. Well, actually, hang
The
on.
craters
hang on.
that start bouncing.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, no sound.
Well, look at
Yeah,
this. You're telling me this? They brought a go-kart to the moon. Is that what you're telling me?
I want one of those.
You're telling me this was on the moon, this thing right here. This is them driving on the moon. That's what you're telling me.
I like the satellite dish on there, Jack. Is that DirecTV?
I
On
think
that-
so. I think. But see, this to me makes no sense. It makes no sense whatsoever. You're telling me though, Jay, in the 60s, these men went to the moon. In the 70s, no other country has ever been there, ever in the history of the world. Soviet Union tried for decades and could not get to the moon. China has not been to the moon. But you're telling me we went to the moon in the 60s and still can't get there now. It's a crock of shit, man.
That's the part to me that always perplexed me personally before I even delved into the other stuff, was why have we never gone back when, especially with this whole climate rage and the earth is, which we can't live here anymore, we're destroying it. You would have thought that the first thing these people would have, now there's sound. You would have thought that the first people that the first thing these people would have wanted to do would be to find another place where people could live so we could save the earth. We've never been back. That's what always perplexed me. It made no sense to me with all the technology we have now that we never went back.
Well, I want to show you this. This is exactly how they faked the moon landing, okay? This is the NASA Space Studio. This is back in the 60s, too. This is not now that I'm showing you this. That Space Studio that you see at the top, this is how they faked the moon landing, okay? I'm going to show you this, and I want to tell you that, first of all, I don't see how people could believe that, I don't care what kind of scientific answer they give you, how back in the 1960s when you had rotary landlines, you're going to tell me that the president called the moon, first of all. Second of all, you're going to tell me they could broadcast live television from the moon in the 1960s. They could broadcast live television from the moon in the 1960s. That's what you're telling me also. And then you're also going to try and tell me, so what happened was, I'll tell you exactly why they faked it, okay? What happened was Kennedy backed the U.S. into a corner. He said, we are going to get to the moon by the end of the decade. And with the space race heating up and it being the end of the decade, literally, they had to fake it. There was no other choice. Kennedy backed the U.S. into a corner, and we had to beat the Soviet Union. But let me ask you, Jay, the Soviet Union, even 20, 30 years after, still hadn't been to the moon. It's not real, man. It's not real.
Yeah, you would think that after we quote unquote beat them, that they would want to do something even more amazing. Maybe go to the moon and build a house. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, go to Mars and build. They can't transverse the atmosphere. It's bullshit.
Listen.
Oh, by the way, I like this. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Jay, but he said with no delay, and he's right. There was no delay on the live television from the moon to your TV in 1969.
And meanwhile, I have my internet go out how many times per show where I lose my internet for a second in 2026?
So I can't hear sound, Jay. For some reason, I'm not hearing it. So I'm going to play this. If it's too loud, let me know. Okay, I'll turn it down. But I want you guys to see this real quick. By the way, up at the top, I can't hear what they're saying.
It's just somebody laughing.
Oh, okay. But up at the top, I'm just going to mute it then if it's just somebody laughing. I don't really care about that. So up at the top, you can see this was the 60s also. You can tell it was. And you can see what they're doing at the top and watch what they're doing at the bottom on the supposed moon. Just take a look. Watch when they fall. See how he slides and falls down?
Yeah.
Well, the other astronauts seem to fall down a lot too. And it's almost as if they do it on purpose.
All right, he's dropped something.
See, look, up, I fall. I've fallen. See, you think if you would have fallen like that, you would have bounced back up, yes? Wouldn't you have bounced on your knees up?
I have a question about that car.
Mm-hmm.
Where did they put that car?
You got me. Where did they put the camera crew?
Did they put the car did they assemble the car once they landed? Because you saw that ship that landed on the moon.
Mm-hmm.
Where was that thing's pretty big.
Oh yeah. And it's literally, and this is why I want to tell you that it's bullshit the most. It's literally covered with tinfoil. And that's true. You can look that up. It's covered with tinfoil as the heat shield. That is the heat shield from the radiation. And there is no way. There's no way.
Was it the non-stick, or they didn't have that back then? Because now I use non-stick foil. Because without non-stick foil, I don't use non-stick foil now. That just looked like regular foil. That looked like the Jiffy Pop foil.
Yeah, I want to show you something else, actually, Jay. I want you to take a look at this. I'm not going to play a video because it's too much, but I want you to see this right here. The moon rocks that they purportedly brought back from the moon. Bullshit. Look at this. This is real. This is 100% real. One of the moon rocks that was given to a Dutch museum or something by the astronauts actually turned out to be petrified wood. It was not a moon rock. It was not a rock of any kind.
What?
Yeah.
You're telling me that they actually tried to give this to a museum and, that nobody was going to figure that out?
Yeah, you can look it up. It even says it's on NBC News. It even says the Dutch National Museum said Thursday that one of its prized possessions, a rock supposedly brought back from the moon by U.S. astronauts, is just a piece of petrified wood.
Well, what's the explanation here? How'd that happen?
Who the hell knows? But I can tell you right now, it's just gonna be, it was a mix-up. Gave you the wrong thing. Whatever it is, it's just some,
what? Gave you the wrong moon rock?
That's what they'll say.
Oh, okay. I mixed up my moon rocks and my petrified wood that day. I don't know.
So, honestly, as much as people want to believe in it, it's just not real. It's not realistic, guys. It sounds great. Don't get me wrong. It sounds wonderful, but it's not realistic. I want you to look at this, Jay. Yeah. Take a look at this right here. Okay. You see this? This is the vehicle and the module that they came down in. Look at the module. It's actually covered with tinfoil. And now, I can't hear volume. So tell me if this is too loud or what it's doing.
Is what they claim put men on the moon. You have to be completely void of free thought.
That's tinfoil on the bottom.
To believe that landed on the moon. You have to aggressively and intentionally.
This thing right here supposedly transversed the Van Allen belt of extreme radiation that disintegrates meteorites before they get to Earth.
Believe nonsense. And that's, in my opinion, if mental illness exists the way it's been described to us, I believe it to be mental illness.
Wow, look at that. Look at that. I'm just going to stop it right there. I'm going to stop it right there. Look at that. Oh, my goodness gracious.
I have another question. Go back to the beginning of that video with the car next to the spacecraft.
Okay.
And look at the size of that car. Now, where did they fit that thing?
They probably did. I have no idea.
Like I'm saying, look at the size of that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like half of that shit.
Yeah. And they supposedly can, but not just that. There were astronauts in that ship. There was apparently camera equipment that they, had some kind of camera crew or somebody. It just doesn't make any sense. And I've got something. Actually, there is something really strong, some really strong evidence I want to show you, Jay. Something that will actually blow everybody's mind. But I gotta find it real quick because I didn't have it ready. So go ahead. Just talk for a second.
Okay. No, I said before when I was in my space jack that they're doing this mission to find Ketanji Brown Jackson's brain, because I think her brain might be on the moon after I was listening to her argument today about birthright citizenship. So I just wanted to put that out there, everybody. There is a mission on this, a specific mission for this takeoff and going around the moon by Artemis, it is to find Ketanji Brown Jackson's brain, because it's obviously not here. What else do you have, Jack? Do we have?
Well, I'm looking for this particular thing that I found. The problem is actually finding it, because what it is, and this is the truth. I want you guys to look this up. I couldn't find it right away, but I want you guys to look this up. This is the truth. There are side-by-side pictures of the moon landing and like the land are behind them, you know, the actual land that's behind them, and then a desert, and they are the exact same thing.
Oh, I've seen that.
You juxtapose them on top of each other, and you can see that they are the exact same thing.
I've seen that.
The moon was nothing more than a desert somewhere in the United States.
I have seen that. I saw that where the guy did that. He juxtaposed it, and it was the exact same, whatever landscape formation, whatever it was.
Yeah, it's insanity. I mean, it is what it is. And to think that, first of all, no other country's been there. We haven't been there in 50 years, and we're still not going there. We're just doing a circle around the moon. It's just bullshit. It's just, I mean, it's a distraction from whatever.
But Jack, here's a fact. That thing that took off, that ship, just now, I watched it. Now, that isn't free. That costs billions of dollars.
So they say. Yeah, so they say.
I mean, the thing took off. Everybody's watching it. You know, people are there. People have.
Well, yeah, you'll see it go in the sky. I mean,
that's
you can see a rocket. You know, you can shoot a bullet in the sky, but you don't know where it lands.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you see that thing costs whatever it costs. So if this is really a scam, a huge hoax, that's just stolen money.
Actually, if you want the truth, and this is just my personal opinion, NASA is nothing more than a giant money laundering operation. There is no moon. There is no going past the atmosphere. I mean, there's a moon, but there's no going to the moon and sitting on the moon. There's no going past the atmosphere, Van Allen belt. It's a giant money laundering operation wherein they can take billions and billions of your dollars, spend it on a rocket, say, hey, this costs, $1 million. This costs 500 million, whatever. And then that's it. I mean, whatever it costs, they have a blank check from the United States government, because it always makes its way back somewhere. Anybody that's watching this show that knows how to investigate, knows how to research, if you do me a favor, look up NASA, look up their finances, their expenditures, but then also look up where their money goes. And now if it's spent on big products that they actually use, then wherever that money goes to whatever company that is, look and see where that company's money goes, because I can promise you that there is a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow.
Yes, Jack. And thank you, Deborah, for the movie reference. I'm not the only one. You could see it, Jack. You could see it. Now, listen, when you watch these videos that we're showing you, make your own judgment. I never really looked into this, as I said. My only thing was, why did we never go back? Why did we? Now, Jack, what are we going to do if they actually say we are going to the moon and they actually send a rocket into space, and then we see footage with today's technology, with today's ability to spot AI, to spot a fake?
They can't. That's the thing. They cannot. That's why they're not actually going to the moon. Don't you think, why would you spend billions of dollars to circle the fucking moon? Don't you think you would go to the moon if you can? They can't. And they know that it's easy to detect AI now. So they're not going to go to the moon. They're just not, because they can't.
So the prediction here is going to be that they're just never going to happen.
Nope.
Okay.
Not unless they can miraculously get some better technology.
Yeah, well, that ain't happening overnight. We know that. So yes, the prediction, let's give it a realistic window. We will predict right now on this show that we will not see somebody on the moon for 10 years.
Not in my lifetime.
You don't think in your lifetime?
Oh, no way. There's no way to transverse the Van Allen belt. It will literally, if it disintegrates solid metal meteors that are, hundreds of miles wide, it will disintegrate your small little plastic ship.
I mean, the meteors do burn up considerably before they hit Earth. Yes, they do deteriorate. Some of them actually, I mean, they say that there's meteor showers and a lot of them do burn up in the atmosphere. Some of the small ones, they never make it.
When you see them coming down, they're caught on fire because of the Van Allen belt. That's right. The thing. A lot of them disintegrate, but the ones that don't disintegrate are on fire when they get through.
Right. And some of them disintegrate completely. Some of them actually don't, and they strike Earth.
But Earth has no metal that can transverse that. I'm sorry. Metal is just not going to work for that. You're going to have to come up with something else.
Listen, Cajun says, why is the moon hollow? I heard it was made of cheese. That's what I heard.
Me too. Heard it was actually made of cheese. You know what's weird? And I know they try to tell you it's further apart, but the sun and the moon are the exact same size. I just find that strange. I find that strange. They say the sun is much further away.
93 million miles.
Odds?
They say the sun is 93 million miles away.
Yeah. But what are the odds that the sun is the perfect distance away so that the sun and the moon are the exact same size so that when there's an eclipse, it completely covers the sun? What are the odds that they are both the exact distance they need to be away to be the exact same size?
I don't know. I never thought about that. Maybe we could put that one through AI and say, how is it possible that when the sun and the moon eclipse, that one completely but perfectly covers the other when it's a total eclipse? And good question. Yeah, I never really thought about that.
Yeah, the stuff that goes on, I tell you, man, this is why we do this show. You want to question everything, even things that you think you know, things that you were taught in school. A lot of it is just propaganda. Now, when you see, especially like American history, not just American history, but any history in the world, because history is written by the victors, it's written by the winners, it's written by who won. So it's not written by some unbiased historian, So I'm just saying that you got to question every single thing that you come across. If it's not something that you know from personal experience or your own research, I would take it with a grain of salt. Do your own research.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Especially now, the things that are being taught in school, we know a lot of that's fake. And not even because they're victors, that's just because they're evil and they're running a total propaganda operation and indoctrination camp at schools. Back when we were in school, we were being told stuff by, I guess, neutrally by whoever was teaching the class for the most part. It was just they were telling what they were told to say. Now it's completely different. They're just literally rewriting the history that we were taught, rewriting it. Or if it's in the book, not even using it and just making up their own to fit their agenda. Right now, it's just completely out of control in schools. But listen, I don't know, Jack. The whole thing with the moon, I loved astronomy. I did. I just never, when I was a little kid, who doesn't? I loved going to a planetarium. I was fascinated by all the planets, Mars.
Well, it all sounds good when you don't know anything.
Yeah, it was always something like what you'd say, oh my God, Saturn, that's so cool looking, with the rings. And how did that happen? And Jupiter with that huge storm in the middle of Jupiter that's been going on for like thousands of years, that storm. And there is a legitimate explanation as to why that is. But yeah, it's stuff fascinates me. But like we're just talking about, getting back to it, where you're predicting in your lifetime we won't go to the moon because they cannot do it.
No, not only can they not do it, but it's absolutely ridiculous to think some of these things. I just had something that I wanted to say in my head, but then I completely forgot what it was because God, I wish I could remember what it was. It was something that had to do, what the hell was it? I can't remember. But anyways, yeah, it's just, I mean, it's ridiculous the way these things are taught to you and the way these things are, because most of it is just not real. I mean, it's what they either believe or what they want to tell you, what they're telling you. I mean, it's just like, for hundreds of years, people thought the earth was flat. There are people to this day that will say there's an ice wall at the end of Antarctica.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. The earth is not flat. The earth is round. Okay.
Now, I'm not going to say the earth is round either, because quite honestly, I don't have the experience or research. I just look at people's pictures. I can't possibly tell if that's true or not. But I'm not going to say it's flat either, because people would probably be falling off the face of the earth if it were flat.
Well, yes, you'd hit a wall. Like you said, if there's a legitimate wall, you would stop at some point.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see that happening, because, that would be insanity. But man, there was something that I wanted to say that I just, man, I wish I could remember what it was.
Related?
What were you talking about a second ago, man? It was interesting, and I just wish I could remember.
It was about indoctrination. I was saying how they're not even rewriting history. They're basically making it up as they go to fit their agenda, basically, with schools. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, and it had something to do with the moon and everything. But
if it comes back to you, bring it up.
All right, we'll see. I honestly, it sucks when you can't remember something that was interesting. It was interesting, and then you kind of just let it go. But yeah. So I would just, like I said, I would just take it all with a grain of salt. I wouldn't exactly believe, pretty much anything, like I said, that you can't do with your own personal experience. It needs to be something that you can see, you can experience, and then I would, I would take that, but I wouldn't just take what people tell you. Because honestly, in God's honest truth, most people only know what other people tell them. You know what your teacher taught you, tells you. You know what AI tells you. You only know what other people tell you. So
Listen, when it comes to AI, I'm trying to get so neutral with AI, and I ask it a couple of times. And now when I have something I really want to make sure, I ask it like 3-4 times, and I say double check all sources, right, left, center, any political bent, be neutral. I really prompt it so many ways now to make sure I'm getting something that's right and something that's not skewed. Because if you can basically you can kind of manipulate it, or AI is just wrong. So you really just got to try to be neutral with it, ask it a couple of different times, and try to prompt it to check all sources. That's what I try to do now, because I too many times, fool me once, fool me. I'm done with it.
yeah. No, I completely understand. I wish I could find that thing, where they were where they put the one over the other, and you could see that it was the desert was the exact same landscape, and formations and everything is the moon, and you could
can't
tell
find
that
it anywhere on. It's nowhere on X.
No, I mean, not from the stuff that I typed in. I mean, I tried to find it, but I couldn't find it anywhere on there. But it's very interesting. If you guys get a second to look at that, I would definitely check that out. But I personally believe NASA is just one big money laundering operation. It's the perfect way to launder money. I mean, you got to think about it. When they shoot that rocket up into the sky, you don't know anything after that. First of all, you don't know what any of that stuff actually costs. They could tell you it's this, but maybe they say it's $100 million for this rocket, but it actually only costs $5 million. You have no idea. It is the perfect money laundering operation, if you ask me. And
Listen,
once they shoot it into the sky, what do you know? It's just like take a gun, you shoot the bullet into the sky. You see it for a certain period of time, and then it's gone. You do not know what happens to it after that. They can say whatever the hell they want.
Well, what about the astronauts? What do they do with those people? They fly them out, and then they bring them. Like what? I'm just asking questions here, because everybody's going to ask these questions. I'm trying to ask the questions that people will say.
It's just
what about the astronauts?
I'll tell you exactly what happens. Okay, when these rockets go up into the sky, they go up for a certain period of time. Then they film whatever the separation is, and they jump just like in a plane with a parachute. That thing comes down, or they come down like into the ocean or whatever it is, and they film that. It's that easy. You shoot that thing up into the sky, and then the rest of it goes out into the deep ocean, and nobody ever sees it again.
All right. Well, I mean, and they'll say, well, where do the astronauts, they parachute out? Like, how come nobody ever finds them? Nobody sees them coming down?
They find them all the time. That's how they get down. Have you ever seen the separation from the actual engine rockets when it's coming back? When it's coming back. Yeah, it separates, and it has a parachute on it. It usually lands in the ocean or somewhere, and then that's when they're rescued by Coast Guard or whatever it is.
No, I'm saying like right now. I just watched this launch, and the thing was, by the time I was done watching, it was a little orange speck, right?
Yeah.
Now, if they're not actually going on this mission and going in that figure eight around the moon, what are they doing? Because they got to be gone for a certain amount of time, or else they can't just jump out now and then land in the ocean.
Yeah, so, that's what they do. It happens. It happens. See, they film it. It's almost on an immediate basis. Once it's out of visualization, once you can no longer see it, not on camera, but on, eye visualization, that's when they give them the whatever, the go ahead, the green button, whatever the hell you want to call it. And that's when it either separates or they jump out and it parachutes down. It's not that hard, because where they do it in the ocean, nobody's going to see them out there. They do it in specific spots. There are spots of ocean and land where there is not anybody within 100,000 miles, probably. Not really 100. I'm just exaggerating. But, not anybody that's ever going to see you.
Listen, I'm just saying what people are going to ask.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Look, I don't have all the answers, but I can tell you one thing. They're not going to the moon. I can tell you that.
Well, I'm going to say this. Here's what I'll do this time. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt that they're actually flying around the moon. I want to see the photos, and Jack, they're going to have to take photos. So when we could pick those apart now. We know that stuff can be. So let's see what they come back with. Are they going to come back with some legit photos? Are they going to come back with something that you look at and you go, wait a minute, that ain't real. Let's see. But the part about landing on the moon, I tend to agree with you when I say it just doesn't add up. 2 + 2 isn't equaling 4 with the whole thing. It just isn't.
No, and it would be different if JFK didn't paint the U.S. into a corner. He said that we will be to the moon before the end of the decade. Those were his exact words. He painted the U.S. in a corner. And then the space race happened, and we had to beat the Soviets. We could not allow them to win no matter what. So what do you do? What do you do when the technology does not exist for you to transverse the Van Allen belt? What do you do?
So basically what the theory would be then is that we beat the Russians into the movie studio and did it better than they could. And at that point, they were done. They said, forget it. We're not going to bother with this
I don't
charade.
even know if they said forget it. I just think that the technology does not exist for them to get there. China is still supposedly shooting people to the moon, but they can't get to the moon. Nobody can ever land on the moon. Even in 2026, China is more advanced than we are. They can't get to the moon.
All right, so let me ask you this. When it comes, we know the government. Do you trust a private person like Elon Musk with what he says, what he's doing?
Elon Musk puts somebody on the moon and he's willing to come out and say, you know, yes, this person is on the moon. He shows, I would tend to believe Elon Musk more than the government, because Elon Musk is not doing it for money. The man's more rich than our own government. Okay. He's not going to be doing it for the money or the publicity. He's the most famous person on earth. He's the most rich and the most famous. So if he says that they get to the moon and they show video and I don't see any obvious AI signs, I will tend to believe him. But I'm telling you right now, it's not possible with the current technology on Earth.
Okay, let's see. Because if anybody's going to try to do it, he's going to try to do it. We know this.
Well, he wants to go to Mars.
That's true. That is true. He does want to go to Mars.
Which he's out of his freaking mind. You can't survive on Mars. The temperature alone would burn you and then freeze you to death. It's impossible.
Yeah, I don't even think they have the suits probably. The suits wouldn't even be ready for something like that at this point.
No, we don't have the technology to withstand that kind of temperature, especially that temperature swing, you know?
Right. Well, listen, interesting stuff. Let's see what happens.
All right, let's move on here, Jay. I want to show you something, okay? Did you know right now, during this this whole vacation, if you will, while they're not passing the SAVE Act, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, I want you to take a look at this. There are 30 members of Congress, 30 right now, that are in Scotland on the taxpayers' dime. 30 members of Congress decided to go on a vacation, go across, overseas to Scotland, at the last, I don't know how long. And this is from TMZ right here. And this is unbelievable, because there are people suffering that are not getting paid and still having to do their jobs. There are people there. I mean, we are literally not getting the SAVE Act passed, and 30 members of Congress are in Scotland on our dime. We're paying for them to just go have fun.
Yeah, that's insanity. Who's there? What names? I see Claudia Tenney. I believe
they're
that's
people you don't really know. I don't know any of these people.
He's my state, I think. A Republican.
Yeah, just some random people. But there's more than that. It's just those are the ones that are up front.
What the hell? Doing what?
No idea. I have no idea what the hell they're doing or why they're doing it.
I got to be quite honest. I don't care if they're even there for a political reason. Right now, no, you don't go there. We have work to do here.
30 of them would not be there. I can tell you 30 of them would not be there for a political reason.
It's ridiculous. And that's why the president, Raina, he should. No, if I saw that photo, if I'm President Trump and I see that photo, I'm out of my skin. I'm like, I am ready to explode if I'm President Trump and I look at that photo while these people can't get his damn agenda through. I don't know how he does it. I would lose my mind. I'd be like, no, you're coming back. I would do whatever I had to do. We talked about it the other night. Whatever power he has under the Constitution, do it right now.
Why the hell can't I hear anything, man? That's going to drive me nuts.
You can't hear when you play a video?
No, I don't know why. I'm going to try again.
Because I hear it, and I think everybody else can hear it. You just can't for some reason. I don't know why.
That is so weird. I want to play this video for you guys because I want to show you what they're teaching people in schools right now.
Let's see.
Yeah, I can't hear it. All right, I'm going to show you. Now, you're going to be able to hear it. I can't hear it, but you're going to be able to hear this. And this right here is what they are teaching kids in school. I want you to watch this. You know what they're doing right here, Jay? They are teaching them to make signs. Listen to this. They're teaching them to make protest signs and protest Donald Trump, their president. Teaching them. These are little kids. Take a look.
No Donald Trump! 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 No Donald Trump!
These little kids kids have no idea what they're protesting. They have no idea what's even going on. But this is the stuff they're teaching them in American schools.
And then we wonder why we want body cameras on teachers or cameras in the classroom. Then they wonder why we want that in every classroom or on teachers. Why? Because of shit like that. I mean, you kidding me?
And that's in
you
Boston.
kidding me?
Yeah.
It's disgusting. That, first of all, it's a waste of time. Kids should be learning math. They should be learning how to hold up signs, because guess what? Here's what I would tell those kids. If that's going to be you, you're going to be jobless, because all these people are jobless. They have no life. They have time to go do this. So if this is your goal in life, it's going to be pretty sad. These people are insane. They're sick. That teacher should be fired. I don't care if they have tenure. I don't care what they should be removed. This is not education. It's indoctrination, and it's got to stop. Somebody's got to do something.
Absolutely. Let me show you something else. This has nothing to do with that. But yesterday we were talking about Kristi Noem. Did you know? Remember when I said that they need to investigate to see if she was blackmailed for this kind of information?
Yeah, we
take a look at this. She apparently there was he may have been exposed by an undocumented immigrant that was seeking retribution over President Trump's DHS policies. This is the possibility and how he got exposed, which means if an undocumented immigrant got these photos somehow exposed him, other people got these photos. He was probably, and that means she was probably blackmailed because of this.
I've said Kristi Noem apparently hasn't resigned yet from that new position the president gave her administration. I think it's basically, I don't know what it actually is. But she should just be gone. How about this? Get your life together. Forget about the fact that it makes the administration look bad. Just for your own personal life, get it together. Leave. Take some time. Settle things. Because obviously your family deserves you to be back. You know, you have kids. You have a family. It's not just you and your husband that are humiliated by this. You have children. So go home and figure it out. You know, Jack, I don't dislike Kristi Noem, but it was a red flag for me. Remember the book she wrote, and when she went out and told how she killed her dog?
Yeah.
All right. That to me was a red flag. It was kind of like, there's something off with that. And I'm not saying maybe that's how they do things in that state or it's a normal thing. It's certainly not normal where I live. And me personally, I don't have the heart to go and do that to an animal. The fact that happened, it was a red flag for me. And I'm not saying she did a bad job as DHS secretary, but this coming up now, this nonsense, this garbage, it kind of now doesn't shock me when I look back at some of the things that I know that she's admitted to doing and wrote about proudly and put it out in the book. I don't know. She needs to go. Go get your life together, Kristi Noem.
Yeah.
My advice.
Yeah.
And that's free.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I want to show you something that is insane, and this is what's happening, and it's because of Donald Trump's fight to end birthright citizenship. And I'm going to tell you right now that the Supreme Court's most likely going to vote to strike down his executive order. But I want to show you why he's doing this. I want you to take a look at this, Jay. So what's happening now? Before I pull this up, I'm going to tell you. A Chinese, and this is happening for many, many people, okay? It's not just this one person, but I'm going to give you an example. A Chinese billionaire had 100 plus babies, 100 children. A Chinese billionaire had 100 or more babies via U.S. surrogates. What they did was he sent his sperm to the U.S., they inseminated these women. The child is born in America, sent back to China to be indoctrinated by the CCP. Once it hits 18, they go back to America to live and vote.
Yep.
That's the God's honest truth. It is called birth tourism.
Birther tourism.
That's exactly what's happening. And let me show you. I want you guys, again, I can't hear the damn thing, which really sucks. I mean, I've tried everything to get the damn thing to work, but maybe it's, I don't know. But anyways, just take a listen to this. I'm going to play it in its entirety because I can't hear it. So I'm just going to play it till it's over.
We'll start here with some examples of some of the types of individuals we could be talking about, like Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez. Now, Juan Carlos Valencia Gonzalez was born in Santa Ana, California in 1984. His parents were from Mexico. He happens to also be the stepson of El Mencho, the leader of the Jalisco New Generation cartel. And now he is reportedly leading that very same cartel. And here's the thing. He is a United States citizen by birth. And it doesn't stop there. Reports of foreign wealth being used to manipulate the system. One Chinese billionaire reportedly has more than 100 U.S.-born children through surrogacy. The idea, build a future family and a business succession plan. Some clients, by the way, request up to 100 babies via multiple surrogacies. It can cost as much as $200,000. And why would they do that? Because babies born here are automatically U.S. citizens. Also, surrogacy is illegal in China. Nearly 41% of international surrogate parents in the United States are Chinese. So why is this?
By the way, I'm going to pause this. Do you see what that says? Nearly 41% of international surrogate parents in the U.S. are Chinese. Chinese, because the Chinese are smart. They are going to have hundreds, if not thousands of their citizens actually be American citizens too. They are taking over without ever firing a shot.
This is such a debate. Look around the world. Much of Europe has restricted birthright citizenship. Asia basically ended it. The United States, still one of the few countries around the world that sits as an outlier. Let's start here.
So yeah, that right there is what is going on in America.
Yeah, taking over the country from within, like you said, without having to fire a shot. Well, firing shots into a petri dish, but
yeah,
I digress.
It's, I mean, we've got to end the birthright citizenship. It's too much. Okay. It's causing too many problems. And honestly, it could be the downfall of our country. There's no need for this. I mean, if
it's big business, Jack, that's big business.
Oh,
big business.
These billionaires have they have 100+ children, and it can cost up to $200K per child.
Yeah, do the math. I was told there'd be no math, but do the math. It's big business, which is another reason probably why nobody wants to overturn this, or certain people, their donors are telling them not to overturn it. And also, listen, cheap labor. So it's nice to know that we have a cartel head who was an anchor baby. Is that what I was getting there? That the cartel head now running that cartel, who's an American citizen, was an anchor baby?
Yeah.
In 1984.
Yeah. So he's running the cartel in Mexico, but technically he's an American citizen. He can come and go as he pleases.
That's great. That's just fantastic. I tell you, we're a stupid country. We are a stupid country. Our undoing will be because of no one else but ourselves.
Well, I'm going to show you something very interesting. Okay. If you have chocolate from California, I would not eat it. And I'm going to tell you why. Apparently, chocolate from California has been laced with Viagra. Okay? Chocolate from California has been laced with Viagra, so there's been a recall nationwide on the chocolate that is made in California. Somehow, it was all laced with Viagra. I don't know how that happens. I mean, I guess it would have to be somebody that works at a factory and somehow laced every bit of this chocolate with Viagra for whatever reason.
Yeah. Stay away. Probably. Well, the problem, listen, it's funny. Not really. Problem is there are people that could die from that if you eat that.
Yeah. People with heart issues, whatever it is.
Exactly. People that are on heart medication could die from that if they eat that chocolate. I mean, what the hell? People are insane. This world's nuts.
Why? What's the motive for such a thing?
I have no idea. That's the thing. Like, right. What's the point other than trying to kill people? Is it a joke? Like, you think it's funny? It's not funny. I don't know.
No.
I don't know. Jack, I don't know. All I know is today I'm hearing about, I don't know if you heard this one, Jack, about the female referee in the NFL.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Well, she's fired. She got fired. She was a female referee in the NFL. So problem number one, no offense to anybody.
No, well, you're right. There should not be female referees in the NFL or the NBA.
Okay, but now she's filing a discrimination lawsuit against the NFL, claiming she faced sexism while she served. Jack, you know what, Jack?
Can't any female claim that if they get fired from a male-dominated? I mean, what the hell?
I hope she wins billions of dollars, billions, and I hope
Me too. Maybe they won't hire women anymore.
And it's not because I support her. It's because she was hired in the first place. Is why I hope the NFL actually just gets buried in this lawsuit. Buried.
I agree.
Enough.
There should not be, no offense, but women should be able to do women's sports, men do men's sports. There shouldn't be male referees in the WNBA any more than there should be female coaches in the NBA. It just doesn't work. It's not, I'm sorry for everybody in the world that wants to make males and females equal. That is not biology. Males and females physically are not equal. If they were, I wouldn't be a heterosexual. I don't want a female to be like me.
It's and this is what you're going to get. Oh, we can't fire her because we're going to get sued. Oh, we can't treat her like everybody else or train her because we're going to get sued.
So don't hire her.
Exactly. That's my point. NFL, you reap what you sow. Congratulations. I hope she wins billions of dollars and actually bankrupts your stupid league. I'm sick of your woke stupid league anyway. I've been done with your woke stupid league, and this is just me talking, since 2017 when you allowed Colin Kaepernick to protest in uniform on the field. And
I gotta say, I'm still happy though that he was never picked up by a team. That gives me some solace that no team wanted to deal with that shit.
Well, because you know why, Jack? It wasn't because they were doing the right thing. It was because he sucked. That's why.
Well, no,
he
yeah,
wasn't
it wasn't.
good.
Of course, it wasn't because they were doing the right thing.
Yeah.
But he was better than some of the quarterbacks that were out there. They just didn't want to deal with his bullshit.
Correct. His talent didn't overshadow his headache.
Oh, hell no.
That's how it is. If your talent will overshadow the headaches you cause for a professional professional sports franchise, they'll keep you around. Once your headaches overshadow your talent, you're gone so fast it makes your head spin. And that's what happened to Kaepernick. But at the same time, what happened in Chicago with the Bulls player who was just thrown out of the NBA or waived by the Chicago Bulls because he said something about LGBTQ or Pride Month or something, Jack.
Yeah, Jaden Ivey was but it's funny because as soon as he was waived, his jersey became the number one selling jersey in the country.
The only problem with that is the NBA gets that money, but I get it why people wanted to support him. But there's a difference here. And people comparing him to Kaepernick, again, they're missing it like they usually do. He didn't do this on job time. He did this on his own time. And first of all, his is based on his religion. Colin Kaepernick was not based on any religion, and Colin Kaepernick was doing it in uniform while representing a football team. That's why he should have been told to stop. But this whole thing, Ivey's going to win if he sues, Jack, and he's going to win a lot of money.
I mean, I don't know, because what I can tell you is that in most states, you can fire someone for any reason. You don't have to have a reason.
He's going to base this on religious discrimination. You'll see.
Well, he can base it on whatever he wants.
That's
why
he's going to win.
They don't have to have a reason to fire him.
Now, Jack, one quote, real quick, because I want your opinion on this. I know you love basketball. If Ivey was averaging 26 points a game and, doing a double-double every night, would he have been waived?
Oh, hell no. No. If your talent can overshadow your headache, you will not be waived. It's just like Latrell Sprewell. He was a huge headache. But as soon as he got older and his talent was no longer, overshadowing that, he was gone.
See you later.
Yeah. So that is what it is. It's just like, who the hell was it? What's the guy's name that was on the Indiana Pacers and the Lakers? He played for Spencer. What's his name? God, I wish it's like starts with an L, but I can't think of his damn name. But anyways, he was another one of them that at first his talent, overshadowed his headache. But as he got older and his talent decreased, they let him go because, they care about talent in the NBA. You can be, the biggest prick in the world. You can be, one of those ghetto people out there with gun charges. I can tell you right now, if there's two people, one averaging 30 a game, one averaging 5 a game, they both have gun charges. One will be fired. The other one will, get a small fine.
Yep. We've seen it a million times.
Talent matters. And it's not just the NBA or the NFL. Talent matters all over the world. In whatever job you're doing, if you're not expendable, if you are indispensable, you can pretty much do whatever you can act the way you want. But if you have any little bit of expendability and you cross the line even once, you're gone.
100%. So I just thought it was interesting. I just wanted to bring that up, but
he would still be there. Yeah, he would still be there.
All right.
So check this out. Remember yesterday we were talking about the dogs with the firefighting dogs that were doing the water hoses and stuff, and then there was also the security dogs that patrol, the robot dogs that patrol. Well, China has something even better. Okay, and this is the future, if you ask me. China is testing robot dogs with mounted machine guns. All right. I want you to take a look at this. They are testing robot dogs with mounted machine guns. Look at this. So you got this guy firing. There's
It's loud.
the
It's
dog.
loud.
Oh, I can't hear it.
Yo, those dogs freak me out.
Well, look at that. He goes in there and fires. He doesn't have to worry about being shot. He does not have to worry about being shot or being killed. That dog can go right in there eventually. And this is the truth. And it may be another decade or two away, but eventually, like I said yesterday, robots are going to take over most of the jobs in the world. And that includes the military.
He's like, he can go in and clear the room. He doesn't have to, nobody has to go into that fatal funnel. He can clear that room before
and then
anybody
why
goes
would you
in that
need
door.
the other four? Because the other four you have to pay, you have to give benefits, and they can't go in and clear the room. You could have these dogs go in and clear all these fucking rooms, and you don't have to pay them. So that's why I'm saying the robots will take American jobs eventually all over the world.
You know, those dogs freak me out just the way that thing was moving. And now you put a machine gun on it. Get away.
Yeah.
No thanks. Goodbye. Count me out.
Yeah, it's it's some crazy stuff. Now I got to tell you, did you know that Eric Swalwell is the front runner to win California governor right now?
Oh,
Eric Swalwell.
On the Democrat side or in general?
In general, he is the front runner to win governor of California. And this man is the same man that slept with a Chinese spy for a very long time. By the way, a Chinese spy that, after it was found out she was a Chinese spy, died in a plane crash a couple months later. Just so you know, she died in a plane crash a couple months after it was outed that she was a spy dating Eric Swalwell. All of a sudden, she dies in a plane crash. But
she was on Clinton Airlines, Jack.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, you're probably right. But what's coming out now, though, about Swalwell apparently is this guy has been there are numerous women, including a 19-year-old teenager, that have come forward to blow the whistle on California governor candidate Eric Swalwell, claiming he has been sleeping with his interns, his staffers, and then forcing them to sign NDAs to stay quiet. I want you to check this out. All right, let's take a listen. Again, I cannot hear, so take it for what it is.
The Democratic candidate currently leading in
I don't even know what they're
California
saying, if you want the truth.
has a known history of being predatory towards women. And while it may be seen as politically expedient to sweep this under the rug, it is the wrong thing to do, and we know it. I worked on the Hill. I know many women who still do, and this message that I received yesterday is not unique. I have received others, and there are many women who have reached out to other political commentators and to reporters with their stories. This particular message follows the same pattern as the...
Take a look at this message right here, okay? This is the message that she got in a text message, and it says, Eric Swalwell has slept with many of his interns and makes them all sign NDAs so they don't speak up, right? And when I was 19, he tried hitting on me and sliding into my DMs, and I have so many other friends that have similar experience with him. Like, it's well known that he uses his power to sleep around with younger staffers and interns on the Hill, but uses his lawyers to keep them all quiet. This is the man that is one of the worst human beings in America, if you ask me.
Oh, he's a liar. During Russiagate, another one, he was like, he's right up there with Adam Schiff. He's also, I think, filed a cease and desist to try and get the whole Fang thing from being re-released by the FBI and dug into again. Like I would say, didn't they say to President Trump, if you have nothing to hide, what are you worried about? Isn't that what they said to President Trump all the time when he would try to have his lawyers maybe stop something? Well, listen, Eric Swalwell, if you have nothing to hide, what are you worried about? But Eric Swalwell is probably, like you said, one of the worst human beings in Congress. And the fact is this: if the media jumped on this like they would if it was a Democrat or Republican, this would be investigated. This would be looked into. It would be, even if nothing was found, just the media coverage alone would damage Eric Swalwell to the point where he couldn't win or he'd be forced to resign. It doesn't happen with Democrats. So there could be text messages. There could be all these things. And, it's not really probably going to go anywhere, Jack. It's just, I'm going to lean on the side where this is going to die on the vine because he's a Democrat. And the Democrats need somebody who's a Democrat to win that governor's race in California. They don't want Steve Hilton. They don't want the sheriff. I forget his name, Bianco, whatever. They don't want him to win either. So they're going to need somebody like Eric Swalwell, because they certainly aren't going to have Katie Porter. She's probably, you want to talk about a bad human being, she's probably worse than Eric Swalwell. She's probably one of the most awful people I've ever seen on television as a politician. But we'll see.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
I'm looking right here on some of the comments on X, actually.
Yep.
You know, and there's someone put let's see, they put you know, guys, they make telescopes now, you can actually watch them if you like. You can't watch the rockets that far away, first of all, even with a telescope. Second, he said, are these two trying to do an April Fool's skit? What I don't understand is, how can you still believe in the moon landing? If that's your position, tell me what evidence leads you to believe they were on the moon other than the government telling you they were on the moon. Did you see it? Jay, I'm going to play that video that I played yesterday real quick, because I don't think anybody that's watching, people that are watching today may not have seen it. Remember that video I played yesterday?
Go ahead.
I want people to see this, because this is incredible stuff. If I can find it, that's the problem, is finding it, because yeah, I may not be able to find it again. But anyways, it was actually, you know what? Yes, I will, because I remember who did it. Let me put it in real quick. Go ahead and talk for a second if you want to.
No, listen, it's not an April Fool's skit. And we've said how many times, make up your own mind. But if you're going to challenge it, then we just said, what makes you believe that it was real? That's all. What
has led you to believe such a thing? I'd like to know.
Let us know what makes you disagree with us. That's fine. We're allowed to have our opinion on it. You're allowed to have your opinion on it. We've given you the reasons why we think it's skeptical, at very least skeptical, that we ever landed on the moon. Jack totally doesn't believe it. I'm a more skeptical person than Jack on certain things when it comes to this, and he's more skeptical on certain things than I am on other things. But on this, I'm leaning towards, it just doesn't add up in a lot of ways. None of it adds up. And when you look at the videos we just showed, make up your own mind. But if you're going to tell us that we're that out of pocket for talking about it, and it's an April Fool's skit, well, then tell us why. Other than, like you said, the government said we're talking to guys on the moon.
Okay, here we go. Real quick. We've only got a couple minutes left. I want you to listen to this. Everybody that thinks we landed on the moon, we got 2 minutes left. I want you to listen to this, and listen quickly. Okay? Take a listen.
There's the flag blowing in the wind at least twice on the atmosphereless moon. We can only guess that most of the missions were staged inside. The most straightforward is simple. When objects are lit solely by the sun, as all the scenes on the moon were said to be, after all, lighting equipment was not only impractical, it was unnecessary in bright sunlight, then all shadows, regardless of the landscape, will run parallel with one another and never intersect, as shown by this example. In these seldom seen photographs, obtained from a rarely used auxiliary NASA archival site, it is clear that these scenes were lit with artificial light. These shadows, which are cast at different angles, are evidence that a second light source is being used. In addition, the sun would not cause an isolated hotspot like this, only an artificial light would. Again, intersecting shadows and another hotspot. And again. And again.
This is the big one. This is the big one. Look at the shadow of the rock. Look at the shadow of this person. Okay? That right there suggests two separate light sources. Okay?
They're basically colliding.
Yeah. That they are perpendicular to each other. That is two separate light sources. If the light is only coming from one way, then the shadows would protrude the same way.
It is simply impossible for this picture to have been taken with sunlight on the moon. In this magnification of an Apollo photograph, a rock, very likely a papier-mâché prop because of the crease here, is categorized with the letter C. In later releases of the same picture, the letter is gone, probably...
All right, I just wanted you guys to take a quick look at that, but let me tell you that the moon landing never happened. I'm sorry for everybody out there. If you watched it when you were young, you watched it on the TV, it's easy to get caught up in it. I mean, you know, your government's telling you patriotism, you're all pumped up, but I mean, you got to stop and think. You're watching, they're broadcasting live television from the moon with no delay in 1969. The president is calling on a landline to the moon in 1969. I'm sorry, guys. It's insanity. It is insanity. Jay, real quick, I want to tell everybody to make sure to follow us, subscribe and follow on X, YouTube, Rumble, Kick, Instagram, not TikTok. We are banned from TikTok for obvious reasons. But follow us. It's Secret America TV. It's the same screen name on all of those. We're also on Spotify and Apple. And in fact, we even won the 2025 Spotify Instant Hit Show Award. So that was actually pretty cool as well. So, yeah, just be sure to follow us. Jay, you got anything to say?
No, follow us on X as well, at Jack Danger Live, at Opinions Vary. That's right there above our names. Please give us a follow. Give us a follow on our Rumble channel at Secret America. We're like right near 1,000. We want to get there. You guys have been awesome. You're all subscribing or following us there every day. And always watch us on Rumble, LFA TV. And we appreciate you guys, man.
All right. Yes, we appreciate you guys. We will definitely be back tomorrow. Our show is every weeknight at 7 p.m. Eastern. We will be back tomorrow. We've got some, good guests coming up in the next couple of weeks. We got Representative Tim Burchett, investigative journalist Ann Vandersteel. We got Roger Stone coming back. So it's going to be really good. All right. So thank you very much for watching. For Jay Gatling, I am Jack Danger. Thank you for watching Secret America.
You've been listening to Secret America.